Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dungeons and Drams. So, sorry for that little sporadic intro there. Yeah, we're good. Hey, everybody. There's Ed's face, as always. Like, you give me a heart attack half the time because I'm always just like, oh no, something's frozen.
It's delightful.
It's wonderful, though. Yes, it does make me laugh. Anyway, hi, everybody. So,
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Yep. We are fresh off of the one shot that Ed hosted last week, which wonderful job, Ed. Again, I was
Thank you.
Y'all did
thinking about it
amazing.
all week. It was very fun.
Brilliant.
It was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
And look forward to the holiday special coming in December sometime.
Already am. Awesome. Well, let's since we're running a little behind, let's do quick fire. What's everybody drinking tonight?
I have Driftless Glen Straight Rye Single Barrel.
Nice.
Oh, and also I do have a little announcement. I don't know if anyone saw it, but Rotgut's back. So
Yeah.
Didn't
First
Yeah,
thing
I was
I'm
going to
really
ask you. I saw a video pop up today. I'm like, what is
I
he?
know.
Yeah. Not a big deal. No, I don't know if anyone was waiting for it or whatever, but
Oh, we're all waiting for it. I certainly
That's
was.
awesome.
Yeah, I saw that come up. I was like, yay, this is great.
Yeah, it's about time, man. I'm just saying, about freaking time.
I know. Why do I even support you on Patreon? You don't even make
I know,
content.
right?
God.
I don't know why people support me because I'm drinking Arby's bourbon.
Oh, you got
Oh
How
no!
is it? How is it?
Really?
Well, I just posted my review about like 30 minutes ago. So after the stream, if y'all want to go check it out.
There you go.
But for real, I'm actually gonna save this. It's intense, is all I gotta say. So I'm gonna be actually drinking Hard Truth Rye. So this is a Indiana rye. I don't believe it's MGP. It's an Indiana distillery, I believe. I don't know yet.
No, that's all their stuff. It's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna review
Yeah.
it on this week's live stream. I just have cracked it tonight. So
Yeah, they're making their rye is amazing for the age. It's crazy good.
looking forward to trying it.
Nice. So anybody else? Otherwise,
Having
I'm
Knob
eager.
Creek.
I got
You're
my
drinking that? Yes.
what is it? Oh, of course.
Is that a handle?
Yes, it's
Of course,
and I'm
of
drinking
course.
it with a mini Glen, so it's.
I was like, I can never tell with you, Adriana. I don't
That's
know.
really
like,
funny.
It was a normal.
Is my
size
hand
bottle.
small or is the bottle big?
Normal size bottle.
He's using a
This
giant
bottle-
bottle, drinking from a mini Glen. That's
Mini
amazing.
Glen. The size of it.
Wonderful.
I'm trying my 4-gate toasted single
Ooh.
cask collection.
Mm-hmm.
I have not tasted the toasted version yet, so trying it for the first time tonight.
Do
That
you
sounds cool.
tend to get like at least one bottle from everything that you put out there?
At least one. Yep.
Yeah. I figure I couldn't. If I were in your shoes, there's no way I wouldn't. You know, like you just have to.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them I don't have open, and a lot of them that I got this year I'm saving for the St. Jude fundraiser at the end of the year, and the finals will plan to get in. So a lot of those bottles will be used to raise money and so make some room for some more bottles. So it'll be good.
Nice. All right. I am drinking the Knob Creek Single Barrel Reserve. I got to buy a new bottle of this for the video I put out last Friday. So I was like, well, I better crack it because that's if there's anything we do on the stream is drink Knob Creek. So sounded like a good one.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. All right. Anybody else have any announcements or anything that they'd like to talk about? Otherwise, we'll get into the game.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Oh,
Hey, Cliffy, show me your shirt real quick.
My shirt. Oh yeah. Do you want to guess the mash bill? You want to guess what?
Very nice.
Nice.
18.
Challenge. Whiskey Tube challenge. Go for it. Who first in the chat?
It's
That's
MGP.
Heaven Hill.
That's Barton.
Oh no, it's not.
Is that Barton?
Yep. What's the
Maybe
MGP
it's an
percentage?
Angels Envy shirt, so I assumed it was MGP, but I guess I could be wrong.
What, yeah, I thought it was MVP, but then nobody else said it, and I started doubting myself.
It's not their
So-
rye mash bill, though, so I'm not very familiar with like their corn mash bills.
Yeah,
everyone
they've got a
knows the
variety
rye.
of.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have a bunch.
couple of-
They have a bunch. The main ones they use are 21 and 36% rye.
36 is what I was thinking. Okay, yes, that's the one I was
Yeah.
thinking of. And then I'm wearing Whiskey Mountain's shirt. So she took pictures of different various mountains and then superimposed them onto the shirt in the Glencairns, right? I believe that's what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's really cool.
It's from my own hikes, and I took those pictures, so it's kind of cool.
Nice.
Oh, that's
WhiskeyMountains.com.
That's awesome.
All right, everybody. Well, we have chatted, not enough, but enough. So let's
Shut up and play the game.
Shut up and play. Well, it's just that we're running late, and it's my fault. So let's go ahead and give a quick little recap. So when we last saw our adventurers, they had been turned into lizardfolk by a machine within the Temple of Alcarn and given 5 days to infiltrate the ziggurat that is poisoning the land. They are now traveling with a group of lizardfolk back towards their nest, which they believe will soon be attacked by a ferocious gnoll named Ripper. A day away from the nest, while sleeping, Knobolas was visited by his patron, Sulgradan, and given a task to help raise Kuto, one of the lizardfolk warband leaders, up to become chief of his tribe prior to the gnoll attack on the lizard nest. In order to do this, Knobolas must assist in making the current chief, a lizard king known as Nask, look weak, and Kuto will take over as the new leader. The group wakes up, saddles their Triceratops, and heads through the jungle, ending up in a gully that was too narrow to ride the Triceratops through. While walking through the gully, an ambush appears with 4 gnoll hunters raining arrows down on the group. Our heroes scaled rocks. Daffy and Knobolas did some impressive acrobatics, including Triceratops, and the gnoll hunters were dispatched quickly. One of which was chewed on post-death by Booker. However, the first gnoll was able to blow their war horn, possibly alerting other gnolls to their presence. We ended the session arriving at the lizard nest. You arrive at a clearing in the jungle. Several fell trees have been lashed together into crude barricades and spears. A group of Triceratops graze lazily on the vegetation growing on the cleared-out area. You see ancient ruins earning their names as they begin to be reclaimed by the jungle. In the center of the village is a mid-sized waterfall that feeds into a pond. This doesn't seem to have naturally occurred here, and as you glance at the top of the waterfall, you see several large stones hinting that it was diverted to deliver clean drinking water. A number of lizardfolk are walking around tending to various campfires, smoking meats, and keeping watch. All right. So, Kuto is leading the your pack here into the lizard nest, we'll call it. And he says, "Come, we must tell Nask of the attack. Bring the gnoll." All right.
Yeah. So, all right, buddy. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go. We'll bring him. Let's go. I'm nice. Sorry. I forgot to talk like this.
I was doing your voice the other day. I am a lizard man.
I am a lizard. I am vampire lizard man.
Kuto walks towards the center of the camp, where the waterfall has created a small pond. You see the top of a pale white skull sticking out of the pond, and it's easily 5 feet above the water, clearly immense. The skull seems humanoid. Glancing around at the camp, you see several large bones, 20-30 feet long, strewn around the campsite. Kuto stops at the edge of the water. "Nask, we return. We have no news of the gnolls." Nask stands atop the skull, and he's staring at the waterfall. He's holding a trident at his side. When he sees you approach, he slides down the skull. Like an alligator entering the water, he submerges, then comes back in front of you. Dripping wet, his scales a lively cyan glimmer, and they dance in the midday sun. Multiple leather straps attach 2 pauldrons to his shoulders and secure a small animal head to the center of his chest. Nask and Kuto approach each other. Both hold their weapons out at their sides, and they bring them into their chest. Nask says, "Kuto, it is good to see you home safely. Tell me of your hunt and why this gnoll is in our camp." Kuto says, "The hunt went well. We killed 2 man-beasts and returned with meat for the mist scales." He hands the bag over to another lizard folk, and he begins handing out pieces of Elric and Walter to other members. By the way, I'm narrating things, but at any point, jump in if you want to talk. Kuto looks back at the rest of you, and he says, "These 5 fought and killed intruders inside the temple. We captured this gnoll camping in the jungle with a human. We killed him and captured the gnoll. He not like others. He not hungry like the others. He warned us of attack. On our way back, we were ambushed by 4 gnoll. They sounded their horn and may attack soon, and killed a couple of our members." Nask says, "A gnoll attack on the village? No chance. We've remained hidden from them for years." So, Knobolas.
Telling you, they know where we are.
Yeah.
Knobolas,
Well, I
bring
would
us the
say,
gnoll.
you kind of led us into a trap back there, Kuto. I mean, we were ambushed, and if it weren't for me and my friends, I mean, your whole party would have kind of been destroyed. So just give us a little more credit there, man.
Yeah, we're pretty rad. we're rad as hell, man. Check us out.
Yeah, did you see my mad gymnastic skills with that Triceratops?
Yes, they all fought very bravely, Nask. And Nask looks over at you, and he says, We'll get to that. This knoll, what are you doing here? What do you have to say? McShweta actually looks over at you, Knobolas, almost for approval.
Yeah, I'll nod his way and go ahead.
McShweta kind of groveling, she keeps her head down, and she goes, Hey, it's me, McShweta. I can tell you about the Knoll attack on your village. Ripper leads the Knolls, and he's very scary. You need to run and hide. At this point, a few of the other lizard folk in the area have started to kind of gather around because they're there's a huge group of you, and they are kind of listening. So, is there anything that you guys would like to interject here?
Oh, I would say I'm just a big dumb lizard who doesn't wear hats, but I would say you should probably send all the guards out to guard the passages to the village and just get away from that ziggurat over there. Definitely send all the guards away and guard the borders, man. That's what I would do.
Bring in all the patrols.
Yeah. Get them out of the village, though. Definitely don't leave them here where
this Snow
we
has
are.
no reason to lie. We could have killed him hours ago. Believe him. At least send out a patrol. Send out some defenses just in case.
But I'm with the others. I say we fight. I don't think we should be running from these guys.
Don't have to run. We have to just watch out.
So Nask, he's kind of quiet for a minute. He's thinking, and he's looking at everybody kind of watching him, and he says, We need not run or hide. I will not send out more guards. If there is an attack coming, we need people here. We will eat and guard like we always do. We outnumber them. We fight well, and we will win. Tonight we celebrate. Kuto, I would speak with you privately.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
The building to our northwest.
Yes.
These steps over here. Is this the ziggurat that we saw from the distance?
It is not. It's
it's
actually a kind of rubble of a building. There is an overhang. There's a few lizard folk kind of walking in it, but it is not the ziggurat.
Okay, so where are we relative to the ziggurat? Because I know we were trying to get. Yeah.
Sure. So the ziggurat is, at least as far as you can tell in the direction that you've been going, it is to the east. However, you have gotten pretty close to it. On your journey through the gully and around in the jungle, you caught small glimpses of it through the jungle. You would imagine it's probably not super far from here.
Okay.
Well, I would propose then that why don't you send me and my buddies here? We're gonna go investigate over there in the east, right, guys? That's probably where those knolls are. We should probably go check out over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got this.
You guys don't even worry about it. We'll take care of it.
Yes, I like that idea. It's beautiful.
I do. Oh, I don't want to say
Go
this. I mean, I have something I want to do, but I don't want to say it while we're talking to the group of people. So yeah, I'll go with them over there.
Okay. So Nask says, he asks you, he says, you may investigate where you like, but don't leave the camp. We might need you.
No, we definitely won't leave the camp.
Yeah, we'll be here. We're ready to fight.
Definitely not leaving the camp.
All right. So Kudo and Nask are starting to walk away.
This is where I wanted to. I have the ability to be invisible because I'd like to use invisibility and, of course, walk away with the group and make them think I'm investigating something around us. But I would like to put on invisibility and go listen to that conversation.
Okay. So, explain to me how you're going to turn invisible without being seen.
Well,
I assume
we're walking to the east, right? So maybe we get over behind these rocks. Like you follow us to the rocks, and then you turn invisible and double back.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I would follow the group, and then as soon as we get out of sight, bam.
Yeah. So
Are you telling us to wait for you, or?
Oh, well, what are y'all doing? Y'all all leaving?
Well, we're just wondering. Are you letting us?
I think
in on? You're interested in
quick conference, guys.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Guys, it is me, Agnomeio. You may have forgotten. But we will go behind the rocks, and then you turn invisible? Yes? We wait for you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what's the plan? Are we leaving, or are we like sticking around?
Oh, no,
We're
we
going to
have
the
to.
ziggurat, aren't
no,
we? Don't you want to go to the ziggurat? Wasn't that
Yeah,
the plan
well-
from the beginning?
We've got 5 days to get into the ziggurat and figure out what the hell's going on here.
That's right.
Okay.
You got
Cool.
4 days.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
4 days. Yeah, actually, a day is gone.
Yeah.
When we've
Yeah,
passed
4
the night,
days, so we
so-
might as
We
well.
got a zigga on it over there.
Yeah.
Bobby coming in with the. I love it.
Am I becoming Ed with the puns?
I think so.
Yeah.
You
You've
should.
been killing it lately.
You might be.
Sorry, not
You might
sorry.
be. Yeah. Yes. Yes, that is a quite spicy comeback.
Hey.
Ugh. Love it. All right,
right,
so go ahead.
I will position myself behind over by this campfire. Just like, just lizarding over here.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Nothing to see
So
here.
Mick Shweta's gonna kind of stand right next to you, Knobolas. She's glued to your hip.
And I'll before I turn invisible, I'll just tell her to cover for me.
Okay, come here.
Cover for you. I don't understand.
Keep an
just-
eye
just-
out.
Are you
Tell
are you
her
cold?
my-
Are you
tell
cold?
her my-
Do you need blanket?
Tell them that mystery meat that we ate earlier is just really upsetting my stomach. So I'll be in the bushes.
Oh, and Mick Shweta turns to the
Who is
rest
she
of you.
telling? Is she telling us this, or is she telling?
Oh no! If anyone asks, the lizard folk.
So
Right.
Nask and Kuto disappear into this this cave up here. So there's a little cave entrance right up there. That's you guys actually can't see because you're behind the rock, but that's all right. So, okay. So your intent is to turn invisible.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you're
I'm gonna
going
creep- I'm gonna
to.
creep around this rock right here. I don't want to get too close in case they like have the ability to detect, someone
Sure.
dropping.
So there is
I just-
one
I
lizard
think
folk guard who's right outside the door here. But if you'd like to listen, so you can hear them still talking. They're not too far inside. I would say if you kind of slip into the water, you'd be able to hear most of their conversation.
Okay, can I do that stealthily, or I got to do some kind of check? I imagine, right?
So basically your choices here are stay where you are, and you might hear some of the conversation, or you could make the risk and to go into the water, hopefully stealthily, and you'll hear more of the conversation.
Oh, I'm going all the way in.
Okay.
Do it.
All right. Make a stealth roll for me.
All right, first roll of the night, guys.
Come on.
There we go.
Make it
Hey,
good
it's
one.
coming out.
Ooh.
17.
Ooh, that's very good.
Nice.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
So
Good start, Knobs.
I was getting ready to pretend I was throwing rocks into the water.
I love that.
well, it's funny that you say that because actually, so Knobolas, you pick up a small rock and you kind of throw it over near the waterfall here to distract this guard while you slip into the water, so he doesn't notice the ripples. At this point, you are slightly outside of the cave, and you hear Nask and Kuto having a conversation. Basically, Nask is repeatedly calling Kuto out for undermining him in front of people, and he's saying that something to the effect of, you need to stop this, otherwise I'll kill you. And despite the fact that you're being brave, I can't have this happen because people will stop following me. That's the gist of the conversation.
Okay.
Anything else? I risked all that for this.
You did. so,
Okay.
so at the actually as they're having that conversation, so Yona, who is the shaman that had been coming with you on your trek, she actually walks pretty much right past you and walks into the cave as well. And she starts talking to Nask, and she says, "Nask, what are we going to do? If this null attack is accurate, we will not be able to fight back." Nask starts talking. He says, like, basically questioning her questioning him. He seems like completely, what do you want to call it? Like he's stubborn. He doesn't want to admit that they might not be strong enough to defend themselves against these gnolls.
He's so uber confident in being able to beat them. He's completely just willing to risk it all. He doesn't care.
Exactly. So you hear them starting to walk away from you, and Yona says, "There's something I need to show you." And they walk, I'm actually looking at my map. They walk further into the cave, and you hear them, they're kind of taking a right, and then you hear the footsteps start to fade away.
Well, isn't that...
All of them went down?
So as far as you could tell, Nask, Kuto, and Yona made their way further into the cave.
I don't know if I want to risk following them. What do y'all think?
We're not near you. It's up to you, man.
I mean, I'll do it if y'all think. I don't know. I don't want to command the show here.
Well,
We're
it's your show to
don't
command,
even-
Clifton. Do whatever you
Yeah,
want.
Cliff.
we
I
don't
mean,
even know
you
about your
just
whole-
go with it, man. Go
I'm
with
going
it.
in the cave.
You're going to go in the cave. All right.
He's going in the cave.
We didn't sign a contract with the devil, okay? So like, it's not on us.
Right. We didn't make a Faustian bargain. Jeez.
Speaking of which, Clifton, how much do I'm just trying to remember? How much do the rest of the party, probably not Talon, but the rest of the party, do they know anything about you in Selgradan?
They know someone's out to get me. I think the last time we had a discussion was back when we were in the inn, and they saw the note saying that like a lot of money is on my head or for my death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know if they know the details. I know they know that I'm looking for my mother.
Mm-hmm. I believe that the last thing they heard or saw was that note that said, like find Knobolas and shower in gold, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't sure if you had ever told them. And if you want, if you've decided since to let them in on any of this, now would be a time that we could retroactively make that a reality.
I did not do that. I think, I did get into the cave where we found Talon. I admitted that I was, nothing. I come from nothing, but they were not around. They were already in the cave. So these guys don't know that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Good.
We have
Good
no
to-
knowledge of the demon-y bargains.
Excellent. Yep.
Yeah.
That could,
That's why I was clarifying on whether or not we knew that you were going to go sneak on them, because as far as we're concerned, we're just trying to get to the temple and go off. So
you guys think I'm pooping?
I was like,
Yeah, so we're
Okay,
okay.
cool,
Yeah,
cool.
so you're pooping. We're
you
just
did
hanging
eat
out.
Walter or
you're
whatever
a
his
shy
name
pooper,
is,
so you had to
Albert?
go invisible to poop.
Right.
That would be very accurate for me, but yes, that's very true.
His new nickname is Winnie Pooper.
All right, so you make your way into the cave. Give me one more stealth roll, because at the moment you're dripping water, and the water dripping off of you is not invisible. So I'm curious
All right.
what's being left behind.
Oh,
With the
22.
22. All right, so with the 22,
Oh,
you had the wherewithal to stand at the front of the cave and kind of allow most of the water to drip off yourself. You're pretty confident that with the floor of the cave being mostly dirt rather than rock, that you'll be okay. What would you like to do?
Well, based on my enhanced lizard hearing skills, which I actually don't know if lizards are very good at hearing things, I think they went right. So I'm gonna go right once I go into the cave.
Sure. So fun fact, lizards are actually not that great at hearing because they just have little holes.
Oh,
there,
great.
Like chickens. So
Lucky guess.
but that's okay. You are, because you are a magical lizard. So anyway, all right. So you walk into the cave. This cave is actually very well lit inside. There's a number of torches illuminating various rooms. You saw a path leading to the left and a path leading to the right, and you chose to go to the right. So you very quietly, actually, you tell me, are you like sneaking, or are you kind of just walking in there?
I mean, I am a freaking like alligator looking thing. So like, I feel like I want to be like in the water, like with just like my snoot above the water, just like slowly going forward.
Sure, and you
That's
are
how I'm
invisible
imagining.
still, which is good, but just
Oh,
more.
that's true.
So thinking like crocodile, kind of just going at the base of the water. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I'm still gonna do that because I feel like they move very like they're not moving the water too much when they're doing that. So like, yeah, I like that method.
All right, makes sense. So all right, so you kind of get back down low into the water, and you proceed forward, and it's kind of funny. I should have described it better, but the water actually ends fairly quickly. Probably go about 10 feet before the water ends, and you climb your way back out of the water. You take a right into a larger room, which, looking around, you see a number of crates, boxes, barrels. Most of them have been opened. Some of them have not. You see various little icons on them, little paintings and whatnot. So in this room, you see a stairway to the left leading down, and a room in front of you that opens up to a much larger room.
Can I maybe investigate, maybe to see if I can like hear them, or just maybe see wet footprints if they may have walked ahead?
Sure, that's a great idea. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay, there we go. 15.
Right. A 15. A 15 is enough. So much like you, the dampness had come off of both of Nask and Kuto, but you see the occasional wet spot on the floor, and you're thinking that they probably headed to the left down the stairs. As you kind of come over to the top of the stairs, you are still invisible, but you do see a lizard person at the bottom of the stairs standing guard.
Where all these freaking guards come from?
There's quite a few lizard folk in this camp.
And there's no other way down. Like, he's basically blocking the path, right?
Correct. Yeah. So to give you a little bit more, these caves are both natural and dug. You can tell that by the scratch marks on both the side and the obvious signs of some sort of like pick, but you get the impression that this probably wasn't recent. Like, maybe these have existed for quite some time.
Well, I do have the ability to use a command spell, but like I don't know if this is the right situation where that could actually be used.
Depends on what you want to command them to.
I was thinking that I could maybe command him to flee and like come up the stairs as I like kind of stand out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be a possibility?
If you roll well, yep.
All right, I'd like to try that. At least we'll try that method.
Sure. What is the saving throw on that?
That's
probably wisdom. I'm guessing.
Wisdom, yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna make so what do? You speak the word flee.
Yeah. So I'm gonna it's gonna kind of catch him off guard because he's not expecting anyone to be there. But I think I would just say flee.
All right. So he rolls an 18 on his wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm presuming fails.
Is that based on my ace?
So it should have a DC in your, or it should be your spell attack modifier or something like that. What is it? It's your.
I don't know what that means.
Your spell DC is 16. So
okay.
So he beat your spell DC. So he turns around, he hears the word flee, and he looks up the stairs, and he doesn't see anything, but he is now just like, what the hell? Like, he definitely heard it. He's not even necessarily doubting himself. He heard this, and he felt something try to take over his brain. What would you like to do?
Then he hears the word fuck.
TikTok,
I also can do a minor illusion. Can I make something look like it's like flickering off like past me, like further down, like back behind me? Can I make like a flame look like I'm approaching like with the torch?
So a minor illusion can't move, but you could make like
just a torch just around the corner.
So you want to make it look as if there is a torch that is not normally there, kind of around the corner?
Yes.
Sure.
It's slowly growing in intensity.
So a minor illusion can't change like that?
Okay, great. Just a torch.
All right. So, sure. So you cast minor illusion. You create a torch kind of back behind you. Do you, just out of curiosity, do you want to have it look like it's coming from the entrance of the cave or the other way?
The entrance. So yeah, I want to kind of put it around the corner so that way if he goes to investigate, he kind of will go past where I'm at.
Okay, cool. All right, so he's got his let's see. I'll say he's got a club with him. So he kind of holds his club up, he runs up the stairs, and he runs right past you without touching you. And he runs kind of into that hallway, and he sees this torch just hovering in the air. Now's the time to tell me.
The wall.
Attached to the wall. Okay. He sees a torch attached to the wall, and he's like looking around like, what the hell happened? He's very confused, but he is on high alert.
Man, who's nailing torches to these walls?
He is now in between you and your way out.
Okay, so I'm gonna take advantage of the situation and go back down the stairs past where he was standing, so further into the cave.
So at this point, you still aren't hearing much, but you've definitely lost track of where they were. The rooms are still well lit, but in front of you stands two fairly narrow corridors, one to the left and one to the right.
Can I investigate to see anything that might guide me?
Sure. Make a perception roll. Let's see if you can hear anybody.
Ugh, my heart rate is just pounding right now.
I was going to say, I'm like stressed for you.
I know,
I'm realizing I'm making a lot of bad decisions.
Wow, you're rolling really well tonight.
Yeah, but hopefully he rolls us if we hit a battle. Jesus.
Yeah, right.
So with an 18, so even with your high perception, at the moment you're not hearing anything, but you do see there's torches that are lit to both the right and to the left. So it's totally what would you like to do?
I mean, I would like to leave and regret this entire decision, but you know what? I'm too far in now.
Well, keep in mind that there are people who are aware of your presence. You guys just returned. You are a purple lizard. You're probably not the only purple lizard, but you're there. Like, people, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm more saying that people might start missing you if you're gone too long.
Okay. Abort mission. I'm gonna actually. Can I go back up the stairs the way I came?
You can. Are you sure? I feel like I influenced you, and that wasn't the intent. I'm trying to make you think of things. I was already
feeling like I have made way too many wrong turns. And I'm going to get lost and just die here. So, I would like to leave.
Fair enough. Okay, so you turn around and you start walking up the stairs. As you do, the guard lizard starts walking down the stairs. How would you like to handle this situation? The stairs are probably not large enough for two people to walk down them at the same time, but they're bigger than one person. How long does your invisibility last, by the way?
I was about to break it, but yeah, it says 1 hour. So
okay, all right. So you're fine with your invisibility, and you're also still pretty stealthy as far as walking. I'm counting that 22 as your walking during this event. So he's actively walking down the stairs towards you as you're walking up them. What would you like to do?
I mean, can I attack him? I don't want to be an asshole, but can I grab him with like shocking grasp?
If you'd like to.
I will let them know though that somebody was.
Shh, Adriana.
Unless I kill him.
Can't hear you.
Unless I kill him and no one knows anything.
It's up to you.
There's a dead guard.
Guys, I don't know what to do. I don't want to drink.
Yeah, you're on your own on this one, buddy.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make haste, man. Do what you gotta do.
There's no way to sneak past him just to get by him.
Not at the moment. You can't pass him by on the stairs. Adriana wants so bad to be playing. Look at me, I'm doing a thing.
I'm picturing in Emperor's New Groove where Gronk is on the wall singing his own.
All right, Clifton, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's about to walk into you.
They said, okay. She said that, or you, sorry. They said there's no way that I could because that was my first thought, go on the wall and be
So you are a fairly large being, despite you're medium sized, but you're big. You got your pecs are sticking out. Your stomach could make it, but your pecs can't. So,
where the guard was standing originally, was that a wider space, or was that just in the same narrow?
Not at the bottom of the stairs. There's probably about 7 feet where it's still pretty narrow. So, if you were to, I'll stop.
Okay, is he wearing any kind of armor?
He is carrying a club, and he's wearing roughly some hide armor, nothing significant.
I feel like I can kill him.
Up to you.
Everyone's cringing. I literally just watched everyone cringe around me.
No, I burped.
You watched us laugh.
I'm just, whatever, dude.
You're just watching it happen.
Seems so nice, and then he's just
and we support it.
We support you. Whatever happens, whatever choice you make, we support you.
Okay, I'd like to do shocking grass just to kind of catch him off guard.
Okay, well then you can definitely roll that with advantage.
Oh, sorry, that was not with advantage. Well, I can just. Oh, okay, never mind. It was.
That's all right. Roll one more time just in case you crit.
Okay.
A 23 will definitely hit, but
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Ooh, I don't want to backtrack that. Okay.
all right. So a 23. So you do 10 damage to him. So as he's walking down, he's starting to doubt what he heard. He says, "I definitely heard. I definitely heard something." And actually, I guess he wouldn't talk like a lizard inside his head. I don't really know, but whatever. he's like, I definitely heard something. And he's walking down, and all of a sudden, you just grab him around the neck and you like zap him for 10 damage. And go ahead and roll initiative.
All right.
You better finish this quick, or people are gonna hear
I
this.
know. I still feel so bad. Okay.
No,
Out
it's
of
fine.
curiosity, can we hear any of this from the
So you
from the
guys
mouth of
have
the cave?
you have not heard anything.
Okay.
We didn't even know he went into the cave.
Yeah, we don't even know that he's in the cave. I know, but I'm just saying.
That's what I'm imagining.
It's a really, really intense
Yeah.
poop, guy.
Later, they're gonna be like, "We found a dead body," and we're just gonna look at you like, "What the fuck did you eat?" Like,
Yeah.
All right, so-
I think Knobs had a questionable meal. We didn't agree with it.
It was the smell, guys. The smell.
Ooh. So this is interesting. You rolled a 15.16 because dexterity factors into it. The lizard folk rolled a 15.1. So you you got the drop on him, but you also get another turn.
Oh, okay.
So, what would you like to do?
Novice is coming out in full forces. I would like to use both nipples at once to zap him.
I thought you're using your eyes as the laser, or are you switching over to?
Sorry. So
yeah,
both eye nipples.
It's up to you. Okay.
No, the eye.
The
100%
pupils
the eye.
are the nipple of the eye.
He's just like eye nipples.
All right, go for it, Knobolas.
Oh, that got me. Woo.
So, I'm trying to make myself not target myself. That's what happened last time.
Yeah, just use this lizard here right next to you.
I think I got
for
it.
targeting.
Yeah, I think I got it. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna do it twice. So let's go with the first one.
All right.
and a wink.
23 will hit.
23.
Damn.
For 7
Nah,
damage.
I can do better.
All
I can
right.
do better
So,
than that.
go for the next one.
And a wink.
Okay, and then if I were to do a risky whiskey, I could just do another attack, right?
Well, I mean, so you've only rolled one Eldritch Blast so far. You have another one that you could roll, and the first one hit.
Okay,
Just
I'll
so
do it
you-
again.
Phil,
I'll do it again.
just so you know, message from the chat. We're back in full people mode and can't see the map action.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that-
he doesn't have a cave.
So we're doing
Oh, yeah,
theater of
there's-
the
yeah,
mind
there's
at the
no-
moment. So
There's
yeah,
no cave to see. Use your imagination, chat.
I appreciate you guys telling me though. Please always tell me because you see how many issues we have.
I actually
All right.
forgot that we didn't have a map. I was into it.
Awesome. Maybe I should just stop making maps. All right. So anyway, so we've got 25 to hit for the second one for 11 damage. So, all right, this is how this works out, Clifton. So this lizard man walking down the stairs, doubting himself, he's just like what the hell kind of guard am I? Just ran up the stairs at a noise, and all of a sudden he gets grabbed around the throat, zapped, and then you just create a crater through his face with your eyeballs, just bzzz, and he is dead in your hand. You're holding him, but he is very dead. He didn't make a sound.
Damn.
Wow.
Oh,
That is
snap.
bad.
So
I feel like normally if it were my nipples, I'd be like, oh my god, these are more powerful than I realized. But
so you are no longer invisible.
right.
Because that the attack would break your invisibility. You currently are holding a dead, blasted lizard man inside this cave with who knows what. At the moment, you are probably, let's just say, on the second step of this 10-step stairs, and behind you, one way is one way, the other way is another way, and in front of you are the stairs. What would you like to do? Sorry for the rest of you guys not getting to play, but this is kind of fun.
Hold on, this is
It's not
vitally
over.
entertaining.
It's not over.
It's kind
Because
of
I also
riveting,
have the
actually.
ability to disguise self, and with that ability, I can take on, as long as it's around the same height and like
Mhm.
body type as me, I can
Yep.
disguise myself. So I assume this lizard person that I just killed, I can take on his appearance.
You certainly could.
Were any of those barrels empty?
I'm gonna need some
Body
bourbon.
look like the dude.
Oh, but no,
All
I
right,
like where you're
well-
going with that. Okay, I
Yeah,
I
hide the
didn't hear-
body.
this was a thought in my head.
Excuse me, Adriana. You're not there. However,
Oh,
I'm just gonna mute my.
Oh, he got dungeon mastered.
It's not her. It's the Knob Creek. It's just
No, that's okay. That's everybody metagames,
Knob
so
Creek
totally
creates
fine.
a high
You don't
five.
you don't need to mute yourself. It's okay. Clifton needs some help. All right, so Clifton, let's go a little faster here because I don't want things to.
I know. I'm
be-
sorry. Okay, yes.
You're
Is there an
fine.
empty barrel
I
that
just
we
want to
can
make
put
it
the
more
body in?
intense. So what?
Is there an empty barrel that we could put the body into?
So, in the, it would be tough. Barrels are only so big, and these lizard folk are probably like 6.5 feet tall.
Are these not 52-gallon barrels that we just do whiskey with? Okay.
I mean, I'm thinking I have a barrel in my garage. I wouldn't be able to fit in there. I mean, if you bent me in half, I suppose, but like, it'd be tough. I would say probably not with a barrel. But you could get creative. It's completely up to you.
You know, I do have a short sword.
I see where this is going, and this is going to be hilarious.
Is your husband aware of this, Clifton?
Can I cut him in half?
So, all right. So let's talk this out, Clifton. So you're currently in the middle of an unknown space. You're holding a dead body. You didn't actually disguise self yet, did you?
Not yet.
Let's resolve that.
I am trying to get through this.
No, it's great. I'm loving this.
Okay.
All right. So what are we doing?
We're dismembering him.
Oh no.
I'm just
All right.
saying, as a true crime person, serial killers need like time.
It's gonna be on the next
normally
limit of
to
whiskeys.
do that.
Just tune in.
Okay.
We're gonna
All right.
dismember him and we're gonna put him in that barrel.
Tell me what your intent. So you're gonna dismember him. You're gonna try to cut him in half and basically stuff him into the barrels.
Yeah, so I can take on his form and get the hell out of this cave.
Okay. Okay. This is going so much different than I had thought. Which is wonderful. Okay. So let's so you drag him up the stairs and you are now back into kind of that first room that you took the right into. So it's a regular room. Hold on. Make a stealth check for me. Let's see what's happening in somewhere.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I hear the dismembering.
What is with your dice tonight? Holy crap. Clifton's dying over here.
I'm relying on them. They are getting me out of this
God.
horrible
I love that
situation.
Clifton pulled out a net. He's like, oh, I got the vapors. So,
He's from his lizard is actually from Savannah, Georgia.
all right, Clifton, make a strength check for me real quick.
Okay, fine. I just did a stealth check. It was pretty.
I know
amazing.
the stealth check was so that you'll know why. But make a strength check
It's
for
an
me real quick.
ability
Okay.
check. You said.
You got to be able to chop through it. It's
So
not
your
easy to-
your high stealth is going to give you advantage on this strength check for
Okay.
reasons you'll see. Well, that's 7. Okay. So, nobody hears you, but it does take you multiple chops to get through this lizard body. I mean, the scales are tough. Your short sword is mostly unused, so it's gotten a little dull. But you managed to cleave him in twain. And it makes a very large mess of blood on the ground. But you are able to stuff both halves of this lizard man into 2 separate barrels. And just because, I'll say you managed to put the tops back on them. So they look like they're fine. But there is a giant pool of blood.
No, that's fine.
What would you like to do?
Get the hell out of there.
All right. Are you just walking out or are you disguising your only because you said
So the other guard, there was a guard at the entrance of the water. I do
Correct.
recall that earlier in this campaign, I actually have a really good ability to hold my breath.
Mhm.
So could I just walk to the entrance of the cave and before I get to that guard, just go underwater? I am a freaking lizard person after all. I can just swim under the water.
Sure. So I'm gonna I hate to do this because you've rolled a lot of them, but let's make one more stealth check because at this point now you're trying to time you're leaving this cave with whatever he's he's a guard.
It's a 12.
Let's roll. So that's just let's roll his perception.
Okay.
Oh,
He
boy.
rolled a 17, so I think you probably
Can I
should
risky whiskey it?
Yes, you can.
The jig is up.
I know you got so far.
The zig is up.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no! It's a natural 1. Okay.
I look at the party and I say, maybe we should check on Knobolas.
I'm worried. I'm worried about his colorectal health, man.
Me too. Maybe there's a blockage. We should go find him.
So you turned into what was the guy from Greece? Oh crap! What's his name? The act. Shit.
John Travolta?
Yeah, John Travolta. What was it? John Travolta.
Zuko?
Oh, come on, Sandy. You want me to do Sandy?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
come on,
exactly how you sounded to say Sandy.
Come on, Sandy.
Yeah, I can't do that
Don't
voice.
make me laugh. Ha, ha, ha. Okay.
That's a good Travolta. Damn.
All right, so now we are back outside of the cave here. So Knobolas, you as you're kind of sneaking past, you're under the water, and I don't know, maybe you laugh or something, you lose your breath, and you come right up next to this lizard folk under the water, and he's looking down at you, just kind of like, where did you come from?
Oh, just going for a swim. You know, you gotta check these waters. Gotta be careful. You know, never know for traps.
He looks at. So here's the thing: when you killed the lizard folk, or sorry, no, the crocodile killed the lizard folk. When you guys became lizard folk in the Temple of Alcarn, you took on the form of the ones that had happened to come in. The temple knew that there were lizard folk in there, and you became similar to who was already in there. So you do look like somebody who belongs in this tribe. So the fact that you're just swimming does not necessarily look suspicious, other than the fact that you rolled a natural 1. So I would say this lizard folk remembers that you were here and doesn't necessarily react yet. But he's just like, that was weird. So let's go from there. Okay.
Sounds
well,
good. I'm gonna swim back up and rejoin my party and regret all of tonight's decisions.
Backstroke away.
All right, so let's pause for 1 second. Let's rewind a little bit. So while Knobolas was in the cave, is there anything the rest of you would have liked to have been doing while you're out here?
Sorry.
And Molly, you're on mute, just in case you don't know.
Can I don't know if this is actually the way
I
to do it.
still feel like we all would have been maybe patrolling, just kind of be on the lookout for the impending attack that we think is coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the
I'd like
only
to-
person who got injured in the last fight, and I'm wondering if a short rest helps with
Oh yeah,
that
maybe
or
it
no.
took a little bit of a rest.
So a short
I only
rest
lost
would
7
be.
points.
I mean, you could certainly hang out by a fire and you could take a short rest. If anything happens to happen in the next few minutes, you would be kind of out of it. But Knobolas wasn't gone super long, maybe like 5 minutes. So it's up to you.
Short rest.
You can go see if the that shaman lady can heal you. Or wait, no, the shaman lady went in the cave. Never
She
mind.
went in the cave. Yep.
Yeah, she's in the cave.
Yona.
I'll just tie
Maybe
a shirt around
I could do
it.
lay on hands if you wanted.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I just want to be a
Yeah.
Cool.
I would do it. Okay, there we go.
So Talon is down 7, Alessio is down 5. It's just whatever you'd like to do.
Okay.
All right. Agnomeio, anything that you'd like to be doing?
I want to come over and talk to one of these lizard over here by the pond. Hey, I'm a big dumb lizard. You're a big dumb lizard? That's pretty cool. All right. Good being a big dumb lizard with you.
Okay.
All right.
He's a, hey, brother. Hey, brother. I don't know why I did Hulk Hogan for a second. Apparently, brother is Hulk Hogan voice to me. So.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? What?
Oh my gosh, this one just needs to like not be canon. Anyway,
I was just wondering if Agnomeio was going to check and see if he was taller or not. than the other one.
all right, so no, it's all good. All right, so the lizard guy goes, hello, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me here, man.
Thanks for bringing back meat. As he's gnawing on a foot, He's like, the
man,
best.
you think that
There's
stuff's
lots of
good?
flavor in between. You just spread the toe and you. It's very tasty.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's definitely not gross at all and weird or anything. But yeah, you want to have some? You want to have some of this? Here, check this out. I'll pull out a big pork loin.
He looks at you like, oh my god, like this is succulent. This is perfect. Truly, this is for me.
Yeah, no, all for you, man. Yeah, you just remember who your friends are, and that's me, green lizard guy. All right? Yeah,
Absolutely. All right.
yeah. If
So
any shit goes down. You and me, man, we're in this together. And then I'll go over to the next guy and be like, "Hey, what's up, big lizard? You want a big pork loin? Just remember, if any shit goes down, it's you and me together."
all right. I like this. So go ahead. Yeah. You doing this to a few of them?
I'll just keep
As
moving
many
down
as
the
you
line.
can.
Just here, have
All
some pork. If any shit goes down, it's you and me, man.
So as you're kind of walking around, actually, you've got a little bit of an entourage. They're following you now. Like they're just like, where is he getting all this meat? Like they don't want to miss it if there's more to be given. So you now have a little bit of an entourage.
I look at Daffy and Talon. I'm like, oh, what's he doing over there? He's giving away all our food.
All the good
Oh,
pork.
come
He's
on.
making.
Oh,
He's
come
making
on,
little long
Agnomeio.
slices too.
Come on, Agnomeio.
Well, hey, you guys, as long as we're all hanging out and talking and being buddies, what do you know about that ziggurat over there? I mean, we're all, maybe you could tell my friends too, like, hey, we're all in this together, right? Come on.
Sure. Make a persuasion with advantage.
I love how his lizard character is a little bit like Rain Man. He just keeps repeating everything. It's hilarious. We're all in this together. We're all in this together.
I'm an excellent
13.
lizard.
So they look at you a little questioningly, like why don't you know? But they're like,
I forgot,
Mess-
man. I was too busy.
they say the masters, they live up in the ziggurat. Why don't you, what?
Oh yeah,
Like-
I haven't been up there to see the masters in a while. What were their names again? There was that guy and the other one and that other guy. What were their names and what was their deal?
Talon's there, and she's like, "Look, he hit his head when we were in the temple. If you could just like humor him, we're so tired."
He was
So
in a tough battle with the pink ladies. He got hit in the head. He forgot
The
things.
pink ladies. so they say to you, when Yuna comes out, you should ask for some healing for that. That's she'll be able to take care of your head.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
But the gnolls are gonna attack anytime.
I mean, I
She's
can't.
not gonna have time for.
They hold up
for
their
this.
their shield and their they're like, I can't heal you.
Yeah, but no. I mean, don't even worry about my head. Just remind me for sake of conversation about the masters. Yeah.
Sure. So
While we're
as
hanging out.
as you're asking this, well, actually, I'll pause for a sec. So, I won't actually. Sorry, let me back up here. So that you're asking about the masters again. So they're starting to get a little like, what the hell? Like this to them, the fact that you don't know what's going on up there, like that would be beyond a head injury. Like you get the impression they're working very closely with whatever's in that ziggurat. It would be like walking into wherever you work and be like, "Hey, who's the boss over here?" Like, and they're now looking at you like they're chewing on the pork, but they're very questioning. Like, if you want to keep going down this road, you can.
I
But
look at Agnomeio. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, I'll just throw some. Hey, don't worry about it. I remember everything. Here, have some more pork.
Yeah. We'll take care of him.
sure. So Talon, before you walked over here, you actually noticed something kind of interesting over on this rock here. You were standing over there for a while. As you all see, Knobolas kind of walking out of the cave and spitting some water on the lizard guard as he's choking on the water. You notice something strange. This rock is covered in runes, and they look familiar to you. I noticed that having studied this region, you would have known that there are giants in the area. However, they're not super close. but they are specifically stone giants, who are the type of giant who likes to carve runes into rocks. But they're from the Thunderhowl Mountains, which are a little further over to the east. I'd like you to make a investigation, please. Or history. Sorry.
Oh,
nice.
I got a better history. Oh, well, that was good though. So
if you want to, I called it a little late. It's your choice.
Yeah, I mean, I have a higher history, but I rolled a 17 in investigation.
Okay, that works. I'll let that work. So you recall that the stone giants of the area have a penchant for carving runes into stone, even ones that they plan on throwing. The runes are still readable, and the best you can tell, the pattern appears to represent a snake-human hybrid, and the runes depict he rolled pretty high. The runes depict a fight with a snake-human hybrid, where it looks as if the giants were trying to fend off some sort of invading attacker. That, like, a lot of the runes have this like human body with like a snake head, or like snake arms with like a human head. It's a little strange to tell, but this is something that you've studied, so you can kind of tell what's going on here. These were definitely made by stone giants.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
Talon, what do you see on this rock? What's happening over here?
Yeah, well, I was already wondering, since I would have studied the lizard folk, I was gonna suggest doing a history roll to see if I knew anything about their religion and if there would be like a reason for them to go to a temple or visit a temple, if I knew anything about that. And so would I know if they visited a temple regularly, I guess?
The stone giants?
No, the lizard folk.
Oh, would you know? I mean, you know of the temples in the area, but I don't think you would. What the hell? Roll history.
Okay.
Let's see what you know. You did a whole lot of reading. You had all those books, you know.
Exactly.
Actually, you picked a couple of them up, if I remember.
Yes.
But none of them had anything
I don't know
about,
shit.
None of them had anything about the religious practices of the lizard folk in the area.
Okay. Cool. So interesting. And so, like, this rock that I'm looking at that has these runes, it looks like it might have been thrown. Like, are the runes maybe like tilted or upside down or something?
Yeah, the runes are covering all of the visible surfaces. I'm sorry, I talked right over. The runes are covering all of the visible surfaces of this rock, but from what you know of stone giants, so they take decorating and carving of stone, it's like an artwork form to them. So even when they go into battle, they take the time to carve into what they plan on using for weapons. So they don't just show up and pick rocks off the ground, they bring them to the fight. And this rock was brought here with the intent of fighting off whatever this creature is that they're seeing.
Okay. Can I kind of pull out just like a small piece of paper and do like a rubbing of one of the creatures that's been drawn on there?
Sure.
Kind of
I would say
reference.
I would say, given the position of all the lizard folk in the camp, I think you could do that without anybody seeing you. And you make a quick rubbing, stuff it back in your bag, and you've got that now.
Nice. I feel like Talon would take a lot of notes.
Probably true. It is a little awkward. You have longer fingers than normal. It's like a little strange.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Awkwardly. Now I know how Booker feels.
Right. Yeah. Booker's been following you around, by the way. And McShweta actually, by the way, when you popped out of the water, Knobolas, McShweta was very excited to see you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
No.
So, is there anything else that you guys would like to do in the camp at the moment? You're all back together.
Okay.
Oh, we're back.
Knobolas brings a certain smell with him.
Oh, okay.
You okay, buddy?
Yeah. It was a rough one back there in the bush. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
guys.
what's up, man? How's your
feeling
ass?
better?
You all right?
It's not feeling real great right now.
Just want to check in, make sure your asshole's okay.
Yeah, so's okay. You know what I'm saying? All right.
So guys,
All right.
should we try and head off to the ziggurat?
Yes, I believe we should.
I am
before these
following any
moles come in?
decision that's being made because I am not making any more on my own.
I must have been a
Poor
traumatic
Clifton's
poop for you.
confidence
my
took a
friend.
hit tonight.
You have
sorry.
no idea.
What was that, Molly?
I just said poor Clifton's confidence
okay.
took a hit tonight.
I know, it shouldn't have. You did awesome. Except you killed a random guard. But that's all right. All right, so as you're all kind of standing around, kind of chatting with each other, Kuto emerges from the cave. Nask is following him. And Kuto pulls out his morning star from his belt, and he holds it up. Nask points his trident towards Kuto. And Nask says, "If anyone has endangered this clan, it's you bringing the Knoll here." And Kuto says, "The Knolls found us because you had us settle here. We were safe while we were moving. I will be chief and challenge you to Ixen Varkak." Which all of you, as part of your transition, would have, you have some knowledge of Draconic. Draconic, Ixen Varkak in Draconic translates roughly over to fire battle. Now, another, Yona comes out of the cave after them and kind of stands between them and says, "We will save it for tonight, brothers. A challenge of Ixen Varkak has been made. Tonight we feast and determine the new leader of the Mistscales." Now, several of the Mistscales kind of gather around, and they start standing behind who they feel should be the new leader. And Yona stands between them. What would you all like to do?
Oh man.
Like everybody's like clearly lining up behind like who their vote
This-
is. Basically,
This is the tradition. When a new leader is being chosen, people choose
Yeah.
sides, and it can cause quite a bit of strife between the clan.
I'll just
But,
be like, guys, you heard them. Like Kuto obviously doesn't have what it takes. I mean, you saw he almost had us killed. I mean, I for one, and I think Mixshweta would agree that this guy is no. Oh wait, shit, that's the wrong person. Fuck.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude. I mean, out of game.
Ignore everything. I was drowning in the water that I was drinking earlier.
Listen, guys. Listen.
This guy is
Listen, guys.
wonderful for the job. Actually, he has my vote.
Yeah, and anybody who wants to come on over here gets free pork loin. Come on, pork loin.
Well, actually, so this one scale shield over here, he does actually switch sides. He at that.
Ooh,
So
boy.
right now, Nask is looking pretty light on his defenders. There's 3 lizard folk on his side and many more on Kuto's. That's where we're going to end the fight. I mean, the episode tonight. We will rejoin next week, and we will see who wins between Kuto and Nask. So
I like
thank you,
how we're
everybody.
ending it on the voting note because tomorrow's election day, so go vote.
Hey!
Oh,
Go vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely on
Totally
purpose.
intentional, right, Bill?
Absolutely on purpose.
Absolutely plan that.
Bill's
Yes.
so clever.
I'm the cleverest. So, real quick before we pop off, I just want to say thank you to our patrons: Gavin, Mike, James, EJ, Tony Two Toes, Steve A, and Adriana. Oh my God. I'm done. I'm done.
Drop your Patreon,
God.
Adriana. You're done.
Oh my God, unforgivable.
Adriana. Adriana. Will not be the last time.
Just say her name like John Travolta would. Adriana.
Adriana. Well, it's funny, Jason, before you popped in, I was talking to her exactly about how I always think about her name in the form of how you would say it. And because of that, I think it's wrong. And that's why I keep screwing it up.
Just drop the doctor in front of it. It makes it a lot.
Boom, that totally fixes the problem right there. Yep.
Oh, I'm the worst. All right.
I will say you may have a package on your way that is addressed to Dr. Adriana.
I get very excited every time somebody puts the doctor on it.
Doctor? I missed
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
Oh, well.
Oh,
Well, we
yeah.
will talk about that later. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here tonight. And we will all see you next week in the Land of Dimidium. Cheers.
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 Cheers, everybody.